In this video, I'm going to explain the top foods to lose body fat. And kicker, it's all of them. So let me explain real quick. So the actual purpose of losing body fat in general should be down to the protein, carbs, and fats, right? So there's a synergistic effect that happens within your body when you do get the correct protein, carbs, and fats. So every food has a caloric breakdown, a macronutrient breakdown, protein, carbs, fats. And the reason why all my clients are seeing long-term sustainable progress is we teach them an actual process of tracking macronutrients and flexible dieting. It means that you don't have to eat any certain food, you just have to eat the certain macronutrients, right? So why it's important to get correct macronutrients in place, protein, carbs, and fats, because each macromolecule has a specific role to play in the human body and the hormone profile. For instance, let's break everyone down. So protein, for instance, obviously, yes, it builds muscle. Everybody knows that. You've been taught that ever since you were little. But it also has a higher thermic effect, which means that the more protein you eat, the more protein that gets broken down in the calorie conversion digestion process. With protein having a 30% thermic effect, it means that more protein you eat, the harder and drier you look, the more muscle that you build, but also the more calories that your body actually burns. Fats, for instance. Fats have a synergistic effect in the human body when it comes to hormonal profile. Fats not only increase testosterone levels, they also help with T3, T4, metabolism, thyroid, and they also with the mitigation of digestion. Because think about fat is one, it's the higher calorically valued macromolecule, right? It has more calories per gram, with 8 calories for every single gram, as opposed to carbohydrates that has 4 calories per gram. Protein has 4 calories per gram. The higher amount of calories within each gram makes it a very hard digestible food, right? Which means that fat intake is pretty it takes a little bit to digest, so it can slow down the digestion process. So I say the majority of the people that I come across, men in general, have a higher fat intake than they normally should have, right? And why we want to mitigate that is because we want to increase digestion, optimize digestion. Because if you're not eating enough fat intake, it can be detrimental to your hormones. And if you're eating too much fat intake, it can cause like drowsiness, lethargy, weigh you down, slow digestion, and also gut inflammation. So on the latter end of things, carbohydrates. So carbohydrates get a bad rap in today's society because if you eat too many carbohydrates, yes, you will gain weight, right? The body is designed to put off food in the food storage. It's designed to, put food back in case you ever go starving. Like in prehistoric times when you get a bunch of food, the body wants to store food because it doesn't necessarily know when the next time it's going to be fed. So if you get too many carbohydrates, yes, you will gain weight. But there's a certain effect that happens with carbohydrates that if you get the correct carbohydrate amount, there's a great effect that happens within your body. It gives you, glycogen within inside your muscles. It helps reduce adrenal fatigue, helps reduce inflammation, and helps with cognitive benefits as well because glucose quite literally runs the brain. So when you pair all three of those actually designed to what you need in a specific person, down to your height, your age, how much activity you do per day, what you do for your job, how much time you're on your feet, you can actually down the macronutrients and have a good cognitive look. Because everybody who comes to me, and I work with dozens and dozens of guys, and everyone who comes to me, they want to look a certain way, right? They don't necessarily care about the weight on the scale. They want to look lean, get shredded, want to look a certain way, just for overall confidence and overall feeling better, right? And so it's not necessarily the weight on the scale, it's how they look, right? So we really optimize for my clients and how they look, and that comes in the form of tracking protein, carbs, and fats. Now, with that being said, every food group has a certain calorie macronutrient breakdown. Cheeseburger from McDonald's has a macronutrient breakdown. A donut has a macronutrient breakdown. Pizza has a breakdown. So the reason why my clients see such progress long term is because if you understand how to track macronutrients and hit macronutrients to a specific gram, you can eat what you want, which gives you a more flexible dieting lifestyle, which allows you to go out to eat with friends and family members, understand what macronutrients to hit and how to stay within a current calorie amount, and also understand that you have a certain calorie limit per day. So most people get in the context, they think that there's just one certain food that you have to eat, chicken and rice, to lose weight, and that's just not true. You can eat what you want. You just have to understand how to track macronutrients. So when it comes down to actual macronutrients, calories and micronutrients, calories affect your weight, macronutrients affect how you look, and micronutrients affect how you feel. So when you dive deeper into the actual food groups themselves, the actual way you feel in the form of maybe reducing cholesterol levels or increasing blood sugar levels, But optimizing how you feel does come from the form of actually what type of food you eat. But you can still live a flexible dieting lifestyle, understanding that if you're late for work, didn't bring your lunch, I teach my clients how to maybe stop at Chick-fil-A, stop at the gas station, pick something up that you can hit their macronutrients with. And this creates a more sustainable lifestyle because you can be more consistent with more flexibility. And when you're more consistent with more flexibility, you can stay to it for longer. So most people who maybe go super intensive diets, do, just chicken, rice, broccoli for 5 meals a day, and then drop off because it's no longer sustainable. They no longer like doing that no more. It's not very sustainable, as opposed to eating what you like to eat, understanding how to track macronutrients, understanding what your body needs, protein, carbs, and fats, and understanding not how to go over in each of those areas when you're utilizing flexible dieting is what creates sustainability. And when you go in a consistent routine with hitting that, then you can lose body fat and you can get lean, you can look shredded, eating what you want. I have a client, his name's Andrew, right? He's currently down 15 pounds and he's been eating, Skittles, jelly beans, and just actually knowing how much to eat, and he's been eating candy bars, right? And I told him that's perfectly fine. We want to get a certain amount of fats from healthy food sources avocados, fish oils, and snack nuts to make sure we're mitigating actual cholesterol levels, but we can fit those snacks in there as long as it fits our diet and fits our macronutrients. And that's what creates sustainability, because fat loss comes from sustainability. It doesn't come from eating a certain food group for a certain amount of time, then falling off. Understanding what you need to eat, what you need to cook, having flexibility in what you eat is what's going to create sustainability. And when you have sustainability, you can create consistency. And consistency is what relates to weight loss, to fat loss, to get lean, to get six-pack shredded. And that's what we teach our clients. And that's why they're all seeing amazing progress for years on end, because it's an actual form of learning what you need to eat, understanding flexibility, and understanding the actual difference between going all in and creating a good sustainable lifestyle even long term. Because once you understand what your body needs, protein, carbs, and fats, then you can sustain it for as long as you need to, right? Because a lot of people go wrong because they don't even know where to start. They be maybe tracking calories, tracking macronutrients, maybe under 2,000 calories, but they can't even tell me why they've been eating the amount they're eating. And if you don't have an actual goal to hit of protein, carbs, and fats per day, and you're currently tracking, right now you're tracking without a goal, which doesn't even really mean anything. So if you continue to keep tracking even today without a goal, it doesn't even matter anyways. So understanding what you need, protein, carbs, fats, and calories, is what comes down to fat loss, right? You can lose fat with any type of food on the planet, right? But understanding what you eat and what you need to eat and what you can eat and what you can, create within your, flexible dieting lifestyle is what leads to sustainability and fat loss long term. It also creates you, a good balance between a healthy lifestyle and an enjoyable lifestyle. And that's what we teach our clients, and that's why they see progress years and years and years, even after we're done working together. So if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I have a full, case studies, playlist, a full client chest management playlist, and I'll link that below. I've worked with dozens of men who've been struggling to get lean, and I've helped dozens of those men break fat loss plateaus, get to the leanest body fat percentages they've ever been, and we use direct approaches of actual scientific research to help them get there. So go ahead and check all that out, but I'll see you guys next time.